I'm running a web server with, so you saw it, I didn't do anything. I didn't create a VM, didn't create any web, I didn't download a new web server, I didn't configure anything. Simple, I created a web server in just 1 minute. That's what the advantages of Docker container. We saw it, how easy it is and how quickly we created an application. This application can be anything. If your application is ready here, in fact, you suppose in the website, your application is ready here, and you simple download a server, map the directory to the particular directory, and you are done. And your application is up and running in 1 minute if your code is ready. Okay, this is one thing. So here, now let's see different Docker image commands. Docker PS we saw, this is Docker giving all the images running, all the containers running. Docker images, this will give what are the images present. So we saw previously, hello world was there, now CentOS HTTPD is there. It is downloaded. Now, how to stop it? Now it is running. How to stop this Docker container? Docker PS, right? It is running, this particular container. How to stop it? Docker stop. You take this container ID, copy it, and give it here. So Docker stop and the container ID. It will stop the container. You see again, Docker PS. It's not there. But if you see PS minus A, what happens? It will still show. Okay? That means it is ready to run. It is not running, but Docker container is there. The container is created, but it is not running. So image is converted to a container. And so image is there already in the image repository. And container is a container which is again created, but stored in the host, but it is not running. So that Docker PS minus A will give me all the containers, okay, which is ready to run or restarted, by the way, ready to be restarted, but currently not running. So you always, if you see PS minus A, you can always restart it because you just stopped it. Start and give the, again, image, and it is again running. You see it here? You can check it again. It is still running. Use now. So stop and start. Docker stop and Docker start. Now, can you remove it altogether completely? A Docker which is running, you cannot remove it. So first thing is you have to stop it before removing. So again, Docker stop. Then to remove the container, Docker rm, remove rm. So now Docker rm, same container ID, Docker rm. Now if you see Docker es minus a, it's not there. So even if Docker rm, I'll remove this. So nothing is there. So, but images will not be deleted because they are still there in the Docker repository, local repository. Images will not be deleted. I have just removed the containers, not the images. Remember these two things, rm and rmi. So if you want to remove Docker rmi, if you want to remove an image, suppose let me remove the hello world. It's called rmi, remove image, rmi. And it is now deleted. So now if you see Docker images, it will only show Docker HTTP. hello world is remade. So it is removed from the repository. There's local repository, it is removed. So these are some of the basic commands. Okay, now let's do one more.
One thing, will Docker kill do the same thing that Docker stop does?
Yes, Docker kill, yes, it does the same thing, yes.
Okay.
It's not responding. Sometimes you want to forcibly kill it. Okay. So let's see another good way. Sometimes you need to SSH to a running container because of some of the things you need to check whether the file is there or not, it is configured properly or not. You want to SSH to a running container. Let's do that. How to do it? So I want to rerun the same thing. I'll copy it. The control. Okay. So this is running. Now you see here, my Docker PS is here. Now this is a container running and I want to log into that. I want to log into it. How can I do that? Because it's a container running. So I should be able to SSH, right? So what you do is, it is not SSH now, by the way. Docker exec. So it is called execute. Docker execute interactive -it. Then you give the Docker name, that is BOC wave, and which command you want to use in the, when you log in, what command you want to use. So I bin bash. That means I want to run just a bash there. So that you see here what happens. I run execute it boc web bin bash. You see here, I am now, previously I was here. You see here, before executing this, I was pnac at my Docker host. Now my login changed to root at this one. You see this machine, and this is nothing but the container ID of this. You saw it? So now I logged in actually to this Docker container, and I logged in as root, and I am at the, now any command I execute, it is actually executing in the Docker container. You see here, I'm at the root, and all my directory system is here. And you can go to where www html, and you see the index file, right? The one which I created. And by the way, just to confirm that I am in that directory, what I'll do is I'll go to my same system and to change here and see if it is changing here or not, just to prove that we are in the same directory. SSH okay, so I'm the same. So here my website, right? This is, so you see here pwd, and here, and to just confirm pwd, here it is var www.html, and here it is my home directory and the website. And here ls is index, and here obviously ls is same index. And now vi index, and I am to change it here. This is a test. Let me see if same thing is appearing here on API. You see this? That means it is the same file present two places. No, it is not two places, but it is the same place, just mapped. It is one folder is mapped to the container. It's physically both are same file. It is not two files. Okay, so that shows that it is being mapped. And we have seen this. Obviously, this is the port number. This is the physical host port number, and this is the container port number is 80. Always HTTP server runs in port 80. Okay, so this is just wanted to tell that that's the way also if any API you want to map to a port, this is the way it is mapped. So this is particular command, if you see, it's important to remember the port mapping, you know, this is one minus
So
P.
instead of bean bash, can we just use sh? Will that work?
Yep, of course.
Just sh. Okay. Yeah, sh is okay.
Okay. So if you can use a cat, something, just simple cat command, and let's see if it does work. The HTML. Let's see, cat. I don't know if it can take an argument here. That I have to check if it. I can pass an argument here also. I doubt if you can take an argument here itself, because this will then it will be passed as a Docker argument. No, I don't think. But though I can execute a script, okay, if it is present in the system, sorry, in the container. Okay, so these are some of the basic commands of the containers and Docker, and I covered some other things here. Some basic commands: Docker PS, containers, PS-A, images, stop, RM, RMI, and we saw this is attach, exec. We saw it. And running HTTP and WordPress, obviously, I think we don't have time today. It's already, I believe, 8:48, 9 o'clock. So 1.5 hours over. So next time, what we'll see, like we'll run two containers. One will be a WordPress web server. Another is a MySQL container, database container. So we'll run two separate containers, and we'll see how they can communicate with each other and form the total WordPress site using containers. We have seen using instances on AWS, right? Now we'll see how containers can be utilized for much more easy and faster way of implementing a web application using multi-layer, two layers of that. Okay, web layer as well as database layer. We'll see that in the next session, then maybe next Saturday. And also we'll see this one we covered today, SSH, and then I'll cover some of the networking stuffs, basics of networking, how the networking works from container to physical networking, how the data travels between different layers, how the bridge network works, how the vSwitch in a hypervisor works, and how they really, suppose container one reaches to another host, and maybe this is something, the container 5, suppose you want to reach in another host, how the network happens, what kind of networks it uses, that we also will see in the next session. Okay, so we'll see if it is in the same VM, how the network travels, if it is the same host, how is the network, and if it is a separate physical host, how is the network. That's important before understanding our containers. And when we go to Kubernetes, this knowledge will be really useful. Kubernetes world, how the network happens. Then once we understand that networking, we'll go to how the volume, like how the physical volumes are actually mapped. physical way, because if some of the containers need a lot of storage, how the storage is actually mapped to a container, that also we'll see. So obviously these are all important aspects and needs deeper understanding of Docker and container, and we'll cover as we go on. Okay, and then finally, once some understanding we have about this, I'll cover next time. So once we have some understanding about all these networking, volume, storage, and some other concepts, then slowly we'll go enter into Kubernetes world, and we'll focus more on Kubernetes. Okay, that's all for today, guys, and thank you very much for attending this session. I really appreciate. If you have any doubts, please ask me in my in our group, chat group, and I'll try to clear some of the questions you ask. And please do ask. Don't hesitate, irrespective of whatever the question is. I'll try to answer with best of my abilities and capabilities and time. But hopefully, it was a good session.
Panchali sir, should I ask a question here or in the WhatsApp group? One. So I have one basic, I don't use Oracle now, but Oracle and all those big companies have their image, right?
Yep.
So how do they handle licensing in production? Because in development, we can get their image and work on it, but how do they charge? Do you know, like how Oracle and other big companies?
Yes, of course. When you assign the number of, okay, Oracle licensing is a very bit difficult. They physical core, they charge normally with physical core, how many number of cores you are using, right? If it is a database server, so
yeah.
So they have I can share that document with you.
Okay.
In fact, they have released a document related to licensing only, how they'll be licensed in the physical world and how they'll be licensed in the virtual world.
I see.
Yeah, so they have released a document, and it needs more detailed discussion rather than any one line. There is no one line answer to it.
Okay.
Because that's why people normally don't go for Oracle in the cloud. They normally here. In fact, that is a bit complicated. Oracle licensing on cloud. So that's why in fact, some people say that they have done it purposefully so that people go to Oracle cloud rather than other cloud.
I see.
So,
okay.
But they normally say that if you go to Oracle cloud, it is almost 50% cheaper than if you same thing on the AWS or Azure.
I see. Okay.
So I can share that document with you. I do have.
Okay. Yeah, currently we have physical Oracle servers, but I saw like Oracle is also providing their image.
Yep.
I said, how is it working? Yeah. Okay.
I'll share that with you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question? If not, we'll stop now. And thanks for attending the session. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. It was good. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. And please do subscribe to my channel and encourage me to create more training contents. Thank you.